I just wanted to start this video off with a quick viewer poll. Who had the better slap? Was it when Madison smacked the soul out of Nick, or when Tyrion bitch slapped Joffrey around? Please leave a comment below, let me know your vote. I'm just going to enjoy these both for a minute. Awesome. Fear the Walking Dead episode 4, Not Fade Away. I've read some comments that say that these zombie horror shows no longer need to feature zombies or horror. And it looks like next week we're going to have a hospital storyline where the real danger is the humans. We already talked about that. We know that in this Walking Dead world, the real danger doesn't come from the walkers, but it comes from the people, other people. Last time we had a hospital storyline on the show, things did not end well. It was a masterclass in the use of authority and power, but it did not end so well, especially for fan favorite Beth. If my boy Salazar, I guess his name's Daniel, but I'm just calling him Salazar because it's more awesome than Daniel, knows anything, it's that there is no hospital. And if there is a hospital, it's just a morgue. I think the theory right now is that anyone who is at all a threat or a burden to society at this point is being either like euthanized or they're being taken out behind the woodshed, so to speak. And the hospital could very well just be a pit. But if there is a hospital, and I mean someone like Griselda, they could fix her foot and she could contribute to society. But it seems like the MO right now for the military and the government is just kill everyone who's not ready to go and ready to contribute to society. Anyone who is at all a threat or is at all a burden. And that's too bad. Really, really great character moment with Salazar when he's talking about his experiences growing up in El Salvador. And he was fishing one day and the bodies of his father, supposedly, and all his townspeople and family were floating all around him. The government told him, don't worry, they'll come back. And that was just a really great character moment, spoke to him. It was the highlight of the episode for me. Anything with Salazar, I really enjoy. Travis, as always, pretending that there's nothing wrong. He's jogging, he's playing mayor, he's having a great time, and he's just not coming to terms with reality. And the real theme of this show was Travis finally opens his eyes. I don't know, not fade away. I don't really know what that is referring to, unless it was the letter from Susan, which I was kind of like just bored by that point at the end of the episode. But Christopher on top of the roof sees a light flashing. That's what drives the story forward this week. And Travis obviously doesn't believe him. He thinks, oh, it's just a sunspot reflecting off some swamp gas in the moon of Venus. But Madison believes, and she, in a kind of, I don't know if I'd say incongruous move, but a little out of character, she actually breaks out of the complex, cuts a human-sized hole in the fence, and goes out into LA just to see bodies and just to get proof of why did she go, what did she learn that she didn't already know. It seemed like just a way to get us outside of this confined area that we're in this fenced-in area. But the writers, you put us there. This is where we are. We missed the zombie apocalypse, more or less. We missed the fall of society. So I really feel that as an episode in the Walking Dead universe that this week failed. There wasn't really much excitement. There wasn't much mystery. Just, we already know the government's evil. I mean, we know that there's no hospital, that they're not going to come back. Salazar tells us as much. The main military guy is basically a murderous lunatic. He seems to have no qualms at all about just killing anyone. And I don't know where they found this guy. That's not indicative of soldiers that I know. And it seems like 9 days after the fall of society that he would still be kind of wrestling with his conscience. But no, he's a very one-dimensional character, very unbelievable, I would say. I didn't like that character. I thought he was a little too, just too harsh. You know, he says, there's two lines he gives in the episode. One is, either you talk him down or I'm going to put him down. And then later he makes a joke when they're handing out supplies about, get back or I'll have to shoot you, or something along those lines. And like nobody laughs because I think they know he's not kidding. He's going to just kill someone on a whim, and there's no accountability there. Also, I would have thought when they took away Griselda, they would have taken her over Salazar's dead body, but I think he knows that that's the only chance she has to survive, so he's taken one for the team. He's going to go to a place he knows is not safe. He knows they probably both won't come back, but he has to try to save his wife. I think that's absolutely true to his character. Nick, I would call it a no character moment, stealing the morphine from the sick man. He's irredeemable at this point. I just, they can't kill him quick enough. I mean, I wonder if, I don't know, in season 2, is he going to have a character arc where he comes back and repents? Are we ever too far gone? This episode on the whole plays like a classic episode of The Twilight Zone a little bit, where you're wondering what's going on, what's the secret of this town? And if it was just a standalone, like a movie where you didn't know what was going on outside the fence, it would have worked on that level. But the fact that we know what's going on outside the fence meant that to me there was really no suspense or drama, so it wasn't particularly engaging to me. The visuals of the light flashing on the hill, that was a good sort of mystery, like who is that? And of course it was just a plot device, because in the end you see the room light up with gunfire. So when Travis and Liza today, blowing up everyone's spot, Travis told the military, oh look, there's people out there, it's weird. And Liza tells Dr. Exner, oh look, Nick's got, he might need methadone, let's go check him out. So Madison's right that Liza did this, but Travis did it too. The two of them need to learn to keep their mouth shut. I feel like we know it's martial law, which makes Travis's insistence that, oh, they'll get it all sorted, just all the more laughable. So my notes for this week. Maybe they don't want the phones to work. Maybe you just grew a brain. Congratulations. Ophelia using the soldier to get the pain meds for her mom. It's pretty noble and sad. Can Nick not work a pool skimmer? Really aggravating seeing him floating around in just a pool absolutely full of leaves and debris. Newsflash, Nick, the skimmer doesn't work on electricity. You can use it. Why don't you get it? You know what? Let me show you how real quick. Hold on. See, it's not that difficult. If you weren't so busy trying to score morphine from your poor next door neighbor, you'd have time to do this. Skim those leaves, man. Once they get to the bottom, it's going to be real tough to vacuum them up. Believe me, I know. What is Madison drinking out of that coffee cup? I'm pretty sure it's not coffee. I think she's obviously reacting to the crisis and the stress with alcohol, but I mean, the camera seemed to linger on that cup a lot. Did you notice that? There was a lot of shots where just the mug was in focus, so the director's definitely trying to draw our eye to it. So is that going to become an issue in future episodes? The main question this week is, why do men do the evil that they do? Is it because they're just inherently evil, or is it because of fear? Now, Salazar has one opinion on the issue, and I'd love to hear your opinion, so please leave me a comment below after you click subscribe, and let me know what you think. Executive producer Dave Erickson said that next week for episode 5, what's going to be interesting is seeing the different ways that the survivors try to retrieve Nick, Liza, and Griselda. There's going to be different, I guess, tactics that they use, and which ones work and which ones don't. That's going to be next week. So we'll see you next week for Cobalt, and thank you very much again for watching.
He said that men do these things not because of evil. They do evil because of fear. And at that moment, I realized my father is a fool for believing there was a difference. If it happens, it will happen quickly.